Now viewers, the Baloch Human Rights Council of Canada organized a long march in solidarity with Dr. Mahrang Baloch and other Baloch Yakjehti Committee leaders. The protesters have demanded the Pakistani government for the release of, claiming that the release of Mahrang Baloch is crucial for the liberation of Balochistan. Mahrang Baloch is a physician from Pakistan's southern-east Balochistan province. On 22nd of March, Baloch was arrested after leading a demonstration to demand the release of a leader of the Baloch Yakjehti, a civil rights group which he leads. Baloch's arrests have been widely condemned and has sparked a series of protests and strikes. Meanwhile, some protesters have spoken on the ongoing protest, and now let's listen in. All right, before that, let's also understand the latest updates that my colleague Aditya Vadhavan is catching up with. Aditya, Baloch activist arrest has sparked many controversies, with now Mahrang Baloch being arrested by the Pakistani government, but protest in also Canada can be seen emerging, while there are repeated demands against the action of the Pakistan government. What are you picking up in the latest?
Well, absolutely. The Mahrang Baloch is a very important Balochi leader. Time and again, on several occasions, there have been instances where she has openly called out the actions of the Pakistani army in the Balochistan area. It is a well-known fact that the Pakistani army has been committing a genocide in the Balochistan area, to which now the Balochi people have stood up against, and she's at the forefront of all these protests by the Balochi group, and that is why it is very essential that she needs to be released. That is why fearing that Mahrang Baloch could trigger further attacks against the Pakistani army and opposition against the Pakistani army. That is why the Pakistani government has put Mahrang Baloch into jail. So it is a very crucial juncture development. This is a very significant development at this juncture, and it is indeed to be very essential that this development is to be tracked minute by minute, because Mahrang Baloch is a well-known Baloch leader, and it needs to be seen wherein how now will the Balochi people and the Balochistan Liberation Army would do so that Mahrang Baloch is immediately released by the Pakistani authorities. Yes, Simran.
All right, Aditya, thank you very much for sharing more details. Now, viewers, on that note, let's also take a listen to, in fact, the reactions that are coming in at this point of time.
Gathered here today to express our concern on the arrest and the imprisonment of a human rights defender, Dr. Mahrang Baloch, who is a big voice in Balochistan for the enforced disappearances, against the enforced disappearances and the atrocities committed by the state of Pakistan in Balochistan. She has been imprisoned when she was protesting outside the hospital, where the bodies of many people were brought over there, dead people, and the families were concerned that they belong to the enforced disappeared people who are being tortured and executed. This is how they demanded actually over there to be identified. All these bodies should be identified and the families should be shown so that they can recognize anyone. The state instead arrested her and put her in the prison. She is very important for us, and it's very important that the Canadian Baloch, the Canadian government, international community, European Union, and the United Nations, and the Working Committee for the Enforced Disappeared People group, the working over there, they should raise their voice internationally and pressurize the Pakistani government, the administration in Pakistan, and their different institutions who are holding Mahrang in prison. She is not safe over there. We have concerns that she was poisoned.
For the release of all the Baloch political workers, especially our women, our girls, our daughters, They have been illegally abducted by the Pakistani government, by the Pakistani state.
I'm here to stand beside my Baloch friends to demand the release of Mahrang Baloch.